Welcome to the Spider-Man Talk Show Hour. I'd like to thank Bruce Hornsby and The Range last week for being here. This week, though, we got a little bit of a different flavor. We've got the crew from the comic book Syndicate. How you guys doing here?
Hey, Spidey, how you doing?
Good stuff.
It's a great crowd.
Okay, well, why don't we just get to the comic books here. First,
you want us to review?
well, what are you here to do, make salad?
All right, yeah, sure.
The first one is called Gotham City Sirens, and we're going to start off with Michelle's take on that.
I quite enjoyed Gotham City Sirens. I actually want to go back to the beginning and start it out. The Riddler plays a key role in this one, and I like the dialogue. I thought the art was really good.
It looks to me,
It's pretty sexy.
awfully lot like Batman Hush. I don't know what's going on there.
Hello, Spider-Man. I think that's a ad for something else.
That's
Yeah, they do
advertising.
that.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. And look at Barack Obama for Colgate. Who says he's a socialist, right?
Anyway, I really liked the comic. I thought it was well written. Paul Dini from the Batman animated show. I'm not familiar with the artist. He's a fill-in artist, but the art was actually really good. I really like the colors and the art combined. And, it gives a little bit of insight into the Riddler and a little bit of promise about what could be coming with his character, so I liked it.
George?
Yeah, same here. Great. And what they do with the Riddler, even art-wise, is great. I just want to say, man, I'm a huge fan of yours. I put a hyphen in my name because of you. I'm sorry to fanboy on you, but thanks, man.
I don't know if I'm making news here or not, but I took the hyphen out. I mean, that's really kind of getting passé there, man.
Well, I like retro
no, it's okay.
stuff.
It's okay.
But anyways, read this. But this book is really good. I've read the whole series. The art is fantastic, even though they have changed the artist. And just wonderful storytelling. These three characters are awesome together.
Yeah, and I don't know if Aesop is an actual villain in Gotham City.
Yeah.
I've never read anything about him before, and to me this is really successful to have the three women together with the Riddler, and then have Aesop as like kind of the bad guy in the bad guy book.
What do you think about recommending these books? Would you guys recommend it?
I would definitely recommend it. It's good. The characters are awesome. The personality, the writing's great. Yeah, definitely.
Good stuff. Yeah, I recommend it. I don't know if this idea can last for an ongoing series, but for now, it's great.
Oh, yes, great book. I totally recommend it.
I would recommend it too.
Let's go to commercial break. Oh, hey!
Hey.
Welcome to the Spider-Man Show, guys.
Glad to be here.
Mr. Rizok, nice to meet you as always.
Oh.
Are you still a cook?
Yes, I'm still cooking when I'm not doing the show, the Comic Book Syndicate.
Oh, do you like that saying? Do you smell what the Rock is cooking? Do you like that? I like that one.
I've never been much of a wrestling guy, but...
You know, they're getting The Rock in the next Spider-Man movie. You heard it here first. The Rock is going to play Dr. Octopus.
That's awesome. That's cool.
All right, well, why don't we get to the next comic here? Hey, it's
every single time.
some big-time wrestling, courtesy of The Rock.
It's RASL.
RASL. Okay.
RASL.
Would you guys like to talk about Razzle Dazzle?
Yeah, it's a great book by Jeff Smith. He's the guy who came up with Bone, one of the greatest acclaimed books of all time. This is a great book, and I'm in love with the language in it. It's really, really good. It's
Well, I hope the language is good because the art is total garbage.
Spidey.
What was there, a colorist strike or something?
And that's something I really liked about the book, is that it was black and white. It was actually like newsprint, so to touch, like you weren't afraid that you were gonna get oil on the blacks or
Well, I'm
anything.
not
It was
afraid to
just-
ruin this book.
Well, when I was talking about the language before, I was just talking about like the invented science or the comic book. I love it when they talk about the dimensions and stuff like that. And in this one, the way it's done, I think it's because that argument, like the emotion and the emoting and the art, the style that it's done, like I believed it. I was
Yes.
like, well, who wouldn't get that passionate?
Yeah, like as far as the science, I felt like it was like watching Fringe. It's like there's something there that I'm not quite getting, but I can still follow along because it's still sort of rudimentary, and I really enjoyed that about the writing.
This comic has been sort of awkward to get going, but the storytelling, as you say, is amazing. Jeff Smith is a master of the comics medium, and the thing I like about this, about the turn it's taken, is that it's tying directly into history. Nikola Tesla is a real person.
Yeah.
The incident that happened in, I believe it's Siberia, is a true event.
It's the guy from that band Tesla.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I highly recommend you pick it up. It is a little bit strange, but it is a great read.
It's been pretty much covered. I really, really did like the artwork. It was a nice change up because we haven't really done any black and white things. And the emotions were really, really good. There was a little bit of politics in it because, you know, who has the right to scientific invention and who has the right if it can be turned into weapons and if we have discovered alternate realities and if we can do a whole bunch of things. Yeah, I don't know. I really did like it. I thought it was very smart and very interesting, and I would recommend it. But going back to number 1 first.
Definitely, yeah.
You're going into my web. Okay, we're gonna go to commercial break, but before we do, I'd like to pump up next week's show. We're gonna have on Telly Savalas' Earn, and we're gonna have a film historian to talk about Telly Savalas' career, and he might sprinkle some ashes around the set for us. So make sure you come for that. We're back after these messages. Welcome back to the Spider-Man Hour. What's next on the agenda? You have something to say for yourself?
Well, I was actually wondering when we were, in the commercial break, Spidey, you being a talk show host, are you Team Coco or Team So-So?
I can tell you, it's a very difficult decision, but I think I'll go Jay Leno.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Okay.
Maybe Letterman, I don't know.
All right, what did you say?
Okay, let's get to the comments.
No, it's good to know.
Let's get to the comments.
It takes all kinds,
This
right?
next thing, Metal Gear, what is this?
X-Men.
X-Men Solid, Second Coming. It's Chapter 1.
No, X-Men Second Coming.
This has got great art, I could see from the cover.
Yeah.
And David Finch, a local boy to your parts of the woods, eh?
Yes,
He
we're
actually
from
didn't
Windsor.
do the cover though.
No, he didn't do that cover.
No, it doesn't look like David Finch's art. This is much better.
Well, I mean, that's something that I wanted to talk about.
This is
as
closer
well.
to Alex Ross, I think.
I dropped X-Men about 6 years ago when Grant Morrison left, and every once in a while I'll come back and
I've been picking them up ever since.
I've been every once in a while I'll come back and see how things are going. It was good enough that I'm interested. The art by David Finch always recalls Mark Silvestri, so it reminds me of the X-Men that I read as a kid. This is pretty good. I, again, just don't know if it's good enough to make me want to pick up X-Men again, so proceed with caution.
That's the other thing too, is that, like, for the past 2 years I've tried to get into X-Men, but every single book is about, poor, pity us, we're mutants, and humankind doesn't like us, and they always seem to be fighting against humans.
The one thing I gotta say about this book, I don't read a lot of comics that aren't, my comics, but I did think this had a great cliffhanger at the end. I really wanted to know just how this milk got on his face. And where did he come from? He's a new character in the universe, so...
No, I think that's an advertisement. I don't think that's part of the story.
Anyways, you again.
Me again. I enjoyed this. It has been actually a while for me with X-Men, but I am a really, really big X-Men fan, and I liked it. I want to keep reading it because it ends on a cliffhanger, but I don't know. I thought the ending was good made me want to read more. I did really, really like the artwork. The characters are interesting, and yeah, I think they're really trying to sort of dig themselves out of this hole that they've been in with House of M and all those things. So yeah, I would read it.
Good and interesting, eh? Maybe you should get a thesaurus instead of reading these goddamn comic books.
Maybe.
You, Chefy boy, Chef Boyardee there. What do you think?
It was an X-Men story for sure. So again, yeah, as long as you like X-Men, it's great. But the art, Finch's art, compared to the last stuff he's been doing, is back to his old Avengers days. It's amazing. There's a lot of panels, not tons of big 2-page spreads, and the 2-page spread he does give you with that car scene with the vans is amazing. Like, it was really super well done. And yeah, like, I can't say enough about the art. And I'm not, super critical of Dave's work because he's always great, but like, this is it. This is like, he's really stepped it up again.
I would like to thank you, Mr. Mann, for having us on the show.
Hey, no problem. Mr. Man.
Well, it's your last name, right?
No, that's not hyphenated anymore. My name is Spider-Man.
Okay.
My last name is Cornelius Benoit. Anyway, next week, come back, and if you don't want to, that's fine. I don't give a shit.
Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like life to him. Life is a grand thing, wherever there's a hang, you'll find a spider.